My name is Aristarik Hubert Maro. I'm a PhD student from the University of Dar es Salaam, where I'm doing my studies on strengthening forestry knowledge systems for the environmental collaboration and conflict resolutions in Tanzania, a case study of translocal tree growers in southern highlands of Tanzania, specifically from Igeleke and Kipanga. There have been so many conflicts incurred by the locals and the translocals. Translocals, these are the people who are living in town, working in town, but investing in forest in rural areas. And for this matter, there are so many challenges that are facing forest plantations by the translocals in Tanzania. And some of the reasons and some of the challenges are as follows. One is untrusted human labor. There is also poor labor power. When I talk of poor labor power, that means the people who are working in the plantations are not trustworthy. And again, also lack of integrity within the same people. And of course, it also goes further as also the indigenous who are living in the plantations, even the neighborhood themselves. And also, there's also infrequent visits, which is being caused by a lot of the distances from the translocals where they live and where they invest in the forestry. We also have a challenge of poor working skills. Most of the people working in the plantations, they don't have skills on how to take care of the plantations from the time of planting to the time of investing. And also, there are also cultural issues, which of course face a lot of investors within the same areas. There are also delays and low payments to the workers. Most people working in town, sometimes they delay paying the workers or laborers, and therefore, at the end of the day, causes a lot of conflict. Either it leads to firing of the farms, sometimes also encroachers are also forced to encroach some of the farms because they were not paid. Talking about the entrusted and lack of integrity by the either managers or the people who are in the proximity where we do our plantations investment, is that if you can see the pictures right there, these are the trees which of course were 8 to 9 years, which were almost due to harvest. But at the end of the day, the manager on the right came and encroached and of course harvested some of the trees and sold the wood. So you can imagine, because we live very far from the place where we're investing, it's very easy for the managers to do whatever they can do in the land. This happened in 2016, and therefore we could not manage it. We had to find out how to resolve the conflict, but we ended up getting unpractical promises, which to date, like my farm, have never been paid for this. You look at the poor management of the farms, which leads to fire outbreak and encroaching, where the photos that you see, these are the managers who are managing our farms. You can look at the background, the farms are not well managed. Just next to where we are standing, you see the small pine, which is almost 2 years, but it's not growing. The other side, you see fire outbreak, which of course has been led by these people because you pay them far away, and because of the easy transaction of the money, they can use the money and do whatever they can do, but there's no quality of work. So this, at the end of the day, leads to conflict. There are also poor working skills and cultural issues where, of course, leads to border conflicts. On my right, you can see there are borders, which of course being demarcated by the village authorities. But at the end of the day, people do an encroach because there are no permanent borders, which of course this has led also to so many conflicts. People living in town, some of them, because they don't visit frequently their plantations, they can even forget where their plantations are, and therefore the managers can also trick them. So this has also led to so many conflicts and made the investors to withdraw their investment within the same farms. Some of them have ended up to the local authorities for resolutions, but they have never borne any fruits, which could be useful. There are also some conflicts which, of course, have been led by the hard to reach and manage plots due to distances and infrequent visit, poor infrastructure, although we have the people, we work with the people, we help them doing a lot of stuff within their communities, but there has no any further promising results by investing in these places. And then at the end of the day, this has also led to some further conflicts. And you can see the roads are impassable and the people are working, but at the end of the day, these people, whenever they work for you, you need to pay them. So this is how the relationship is between the investor and the local communities. And in most places, we have been trying to amicably resolve some of the conflicts that occurred in our investment. And if you can see the pictures here, we sometimes decide to discuss ourselves with the managers and the people and the laborers who are working with our farms. And at the end of the day, we need to resolute ourselves. And if at all we agree, whatever we agree on, we have to, of course, document this within the local authorities so that at the end of the day, we can come back and see how they have taken up the solutions to the conflict. This has been a very big problem within the plantations, especially in Iringa and Njombe, and it has not been easy because it's almost 600, 700 kilometers from, sometimes from Dar es Salaam, where some of the investors live. So it has not been easy, and this conflict have ended up some of the investors to withdraw from their investment. So this is some of the simple conflicts, but you can see some videos that are running showing how anger it is when you pay the laborers and then after some months when you visit them, you find the work is not well done, and you can see the videos, please. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Milingoti ya pale manake.
Ile milingoti kule chini. Ile milingoti kule chini kabisa. Unajua nyinyi mlikuja kufanya picha fire line baada ya sisi kukubaliana kwamba kule chini tukazunguka tukakagua ile miti, baada ya kukagua ile miti, tukasema okay, mtaniongezea mpaka hapo, mkasema mpaka kule bondeni. Nikasema hakuna shida. Nyinyi niambieni kiasi gani? Nikawalipa.
Miti ya kule chini, ile miti milingoti ya kule chini, ile ndio ilileta ugomvi na sisi nafahamu. Miti hapa juu kwenye fire line pale. Ni fire line hapa. Ile miti iko ndani.
Thank you very much for the listening, and I welcome you for any further questions or discussions as you carry on the training. Thank you.